Hi guys, welcome back to another video on my YouTube channel. If you're new here, my name is Scott Edwards. I'm a songwriter and I make YouTube videos as well. So if music and YouTube are two things that you are interested in, consider clicking that little subscribe button just down below there and coming and being a part of this community, which is very close to 1,000 subscribers. So again, I've said it before, but thank you to everyone that does subscribe, watches the videos, comments, all that sort of nonsense. So yeah, thank you very much. It is massively appreciated. Anyway, today we're going to do something a little bit different. I did one of these videos last year and we're going to talk about what is in my camera bag this year in 2020. I've got a new camera bag, I've got some new gear, pretty excited about it. So yeah, let's get into the video. Okay, so as you can see, I have swapped around my whole little setup. I'm usually sat there with my computer there, and yeah, it's all down on the floor behind me. It is a massive mess, so I'm kind of regretting it, but hopefully it looks okay for this video. That was the plan. Just not looking forward to putting it back. But anyway, I have a new camera bag. Let's move everything out of the way. Just my phone. Yeah, this is my camera bag that I recently got. This is the Manfrotto RedBee 210. I believe it cost about 60 quid, I think, and it's pretty much perfect for what I need. Obviously I would have liked to got the McKinnon camera bag, but I don't have 500 quid spare, unfortunately, so I decided to go for this. Now this is pretty much perfect. It is everything I need it to be at a much cheaper price as well, which is again perfect. So yeah, the Manfrotto RedBee 210. So okay, so it basically has four access points. So at the top you got one here, you got one on the side here, and you got another one this side where my Gorilla Pod is. And you obviously got, sorry that's very loud, you got the main compartment as a normal backpack as well. So before we get into it, there is one thing that I'm not too keen on about this bag. It's not a massive problem because, as I will show you in a second, I have found a way around it. It has here this tripod loop. However, there is no side pouch for a smaller tripod, a Gorilla Pod for example, or a water bottle. So I've had to improvise. So what I've done is I've attached this little carabiner to my Gorilla Pod head. Can you see that? I think you can. And then I just attach it to the little handle on my bag. So again, not a problem, just a little bit of a pain. Which leads us nicely into the rest of the bag, because the rest of it I absolutely love. Anyway, first thing in my bag is my Gorilla Pod. I'm going to show you inside the bag. I'll show you a top-down shot, and then I will put the bag on the floor because I've not got much room on my screen left. So okay, so I am very proud of how I've managed to get this laid out. It's so neat. I've always wanted a nice neat camera bag, and this is the first time I've been able to do it. So yeah, I'm gonna show you what all these little things are. Excited about that and that and that. Okay, so just before I put it on the floor and get everything out the way, as I said, it opens up the whole way, which I think is essential. It's got this little mesh pouch here, you can see through it, and that just keeps all your camera gear safe in this half of the bag. So when you're traveling, it's not all gonna fall out of its compartments and just roll around in your bag. You've got these two little flaps here, which are perfect for putting batteries in. Very handy. You've got an iPad slot or a notebook slot, whichever you would prefer, and you have your main laptop compartment in here, which I have my laptop in. Let me get rid of this bag. In here, which is in the laptop sleeve of my bag, I have my MacBook Pro, upside down, 13-inch from 2018, very, very good, very easy to travel with. I use it for uni all the time, even though I'm not at uni at the moment. Well, I am, but from home, because obviously we are on lockdown. Okay, so before we get into the rest of the bag, there are a couple of things that aren't in the bag because I'm using them right now. Obviously, I'm using my camera, one of my lenses, and a microphone. The camera I use is a Canon 200D. I would absolutely love a second camera, but I don't have the money to buy a second camera. Canon, if you would like to send me a Canon 90D, feel free. I'd be very happy to test one out for you. The microphone is a Rode VideoMic Pro Plus, and the lens I'm using right now is a Canon 10 to 18mm lens, which is a very wide angle lens, which is why you can see pretty much the whole of my room. If I wasn't doing that, then it'd just look like this, and you'd just see my face and it'd be pretty pointless. So yeah, Canon 10 to 18mm lens. I love it with the 250D. Even though the 250D is a crop sensor, the 10 to 18mm lens does make it very wide. And it's almost like using a full frame camera with a 16mm lens, for example, even though it's not quite the same, but it gives you that same effect. The Rode VideoMic Pro Plus, again, I absolutely love. Brilliant little microphone, but that is what I'm using at the moment. Okay, so while we're talking about my microphone, I have the other part that came with my microphone that I've replaced with a proper dead cat. A dead cat is a windshield. This is kind of a windshield, but it doesn't really do much. So I still keep that in my bag for if I think I'll need it. Next, we have rain shield. This opens up and you can pop it over the Manfrotto bag and just keeps everything dry, keeps your bag dry in those bad weather conditions. I have laptop charger that goes with my MacBook Pro 13-inch. I also have the battery charger for my Canon 200D. Again, they just shove very neatly into my bag, and they're kind of the bits that I don't like carrying because they just kind of take up space and get in the way. But this is why I got this. Obviously, these don't fit in here, but this is probably the thing I am most proud of within this bag because I get a little bit OCD about my cables. This makes me quite happy. Probably shouldn't do. Look at that. Look how neat that is. Yeah, quite proud of that. So in here I have different cables. I've got different headphones. So I've got my iPhone headphones, cables to plug in a external hard drive. In this little pouch I have my little portable battery charger, little dongles for my MacBook. That zips up and squeezes into my camera bag, and yeah, I absolutely love that. Proud of that. Moving on, I have two other lenses. One of the lenses came with my camera. That was this one, the Canon 18 to 55mm lens. So at the moment I'm using a 10 to 18, so if I move to 18, that is quite zoomed in on me. So that is what this lens starts at. So if I was to have this lens as wide as I possibly could, this is what you'd see. And then it zooms in even further to 55mm. And that is an aperture 3.5, which does help to get a little bit of a blurry background, especially when you've got plenty of light and you're away from the background. And here I have the Canon 50mm, or the Nifty 50 people like to call it. This is fixed at 50mm, so pretty much what this is when it's zoomed in, but this has an aperture of 1.8, which means it lets a lot more light in. You can get that better depth of field, and it's very, very good for doing B-roll kinds of things, even though I'm not really very good at B-roll, but that lens is pretty much perfect for the B-roll. Next, I have an external hard drive. I also have another one, but that's plugged into my computer. Yeah, you definitely need one of these. You don't want to fill up your computer storage. You're going to slow down your computer over time. This is a 1 terabyte. I don't know what make it is. We don't really need to know what make it is, but yeah, a 1 terabyte hard drive, essential for storing all your footage on. Here I have a little SD card case. So in here I have a spare SD card, a 32 gig one. The one in my camera right now is a 64 gig. I have a micro SD card with the SD card adapter, and I have another micro SD card adapter. I don't know why I've got 2 adapters and 1 micro SD. Okay, I have 3 things left in my camera bag. Well, kind of 3 things. There's 3 things in 3 things. Very, very excited about these. I absolutely love them. The first one, I got the Peter McKinnon battery case. Now, yeah, as I said before, I really wanted the Peter McKinnon camera bag, but that is 400-500 quid when you buy all of it together. So I went for the little accessories. So I bought the Peter McKinnon battery case. I shouldn't get excited about a battery case, but this, I really love it. Looks awesome, and this is this. I could just do that all day. It's so satisfying. The thing I like about it though is it's the attention to detail. The whole material is really nice. The magnets, again, very satisfying, but it even comes with little stickers. So the idea is, can you see that? Yes, I think you can now. So it comes with these little stickers. You put these onto the ends of your batteries, and then when your battery is full, you put it facing down so you know it's full, and then when your battery is dead, you put it with the sticker facing up in your little pouch. So dead, full. Anyway, yeah, the Peter McKinnon battery case. I have also the Peter McKinnon filter case. It's a very nice sort of soft, hard material. It's hard, but it's soft. Hard, but it's soft. And it opens like a book. So in here you can put all your filters and any other accessories that you might need. It is like a filter book, a book for your filters. And in here I have the Gobe Polariser filter. So if you're outside, you can make the sky look very blue. You can get rid of any reflections that are shining off different things. Very, very useful. I got it the other day. I've used it pretty much every day since I've had it. Also in here I have a Gobe ND filter. If I turn that, you might be able to see me through that. It is a variable ND, so it's pretty much like sunglasses for your camera. So if it's very bright outside, you can make it darker, and then you can keep the aperture open on your camera, meaning you can still keep that depth of field. So again, very, very useful. And in there I just keep little lens cleaning cloths, microfiber cleaning cloths. So yeah, thank you to Peter McKinnon for them. Love it. My last little thing that is in my camera bag, I think that's everything. I went for the Peter McKinnon accessory case. So this is a little soft hard box. It's like a similar material to the filter case, but it's like box shaped. Again, it has a zip and it opens up into a little box, and this is pretty much just for all the little extra bits that you've got that would just be lying around in your bag creating any mess. So again, very, very useful, because I get a little bit OCD about my bag. I like everything to be neat and tidy and packed away where I know everything is. If I was to just chuck things in, little things like this, they'll be flying around everywhere and I won't be able to find it. So yeah, I absolutely love little things like this, which is why I went for these 3 Peter McKinnon things. Okay, so in here I have these little things. Now if you don't know what these are step rings, and they're individual little rings that you can use for attaching your filters to a smaller lens. So for example, all the filters I have in here in my filter case are 67mm. That is because my 67mm lens is my biggest lens, so I buy my filters for that lens. And then, instead of having to buy smaller filters for each lens, meaning overall you'd have to spend hundreds of pounds to get filters for every single lens, you can just buy these off Amazon for 8 or 10 quid. These are Neewer don't know how you say it, step rings. So it means you can step your biggest filter down to your smallest lens. So my 67mm filters fit on my 49mm nifty 50 lens. So it looks a bit daft when you got big step rings on there and filters hanging off the end of your small lens. It looks kind of like that, but it does the trick, and it means you don't have to go out and spend a lot of money on more filters. So yeah, for 8 or 10 quid, definitely get some step rings. I have here as well in my little accessory pouch a smaller tripod or smaller gorilla pod that I use for my phone. If I sometimes film time lapses on my phone, and yeah, that is perfect for that. Also in this accessory pouch I have a GoPro. This is the GoPro Hero 7 White. I don't use this probably as much as I should. Yeah, I probably should find more use for this, but I don't. I think this year with my filmmaking, I think this needs to be used a little bit more. But yeah, I will get around to that. Very useful again, it is waterproof. Dropped it. I can't reach it. But yeah, again, very useful. They're pretty much indestructible and they're waterproof. Last two things in my accessory pouch and my bag overall. Just a little USB mains power adapter that I got from an old iPhone. I use it for charging the GoPro when I use it. Also charging my little portable battery charger. And finally, I have my old microphone. This is the Rode VideoMic Pro. I have now the Rode VideoMic Pro Plus. I do still use it as well. I used it in a vlog a couple of weeks ago because I hadn't yet got a windshield for this, but now I do. So yeah. But again, I keep it because if my battery runs out on my Rode VideoMic Pro Plus, this doesn't require any batteries. So yeah, I think that is everything for this camera bag. I know I've waffled on a little bit. I struggle to know how I can get these videos down to a shorter length when I do stuff like this. Anyway, if you are interested and you managed to get to the end of this video, thank you very much. Let me know if there's any other content you would like to see on my channel. I do have a few things planned while we are still on lockdown, I think for another 2 weeks. But yeah, let me know what you would like to see on my channel. Come and say hello in the comments, get involved on my Instagram as well. And yeah, I shall see you all very soon in another video.